don't focus on that. I focus on what he said when I was 19 years old.
Oh,
Just the other
where do you
day.
guys get this guy? Where do you guys get this guy? Poloko man, keep talking. You are such a positive person. How do you recalibrate and bring yourself back to your epicenter?
You know, you said something that was very powerful. You mentioned Lazarus.
Yes, sir.
I get excited when people mention the Bible. So I'm glad I didn't bring it up.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, we can go anywhere. We can go anywhere in the scripture.
In that story, if you remember, what happened was they sent a letter to Jesus, said,
Yes.
your boy is sick.
Yeah.
And his response was, the sickness is not unto death.
Yes.
So he's not going to die. He said it.
Yeah.
Right. Now, in this moment, you get to choose, okay, I'm going to believe this. He already said it. And then he continues to take some time. Then he goes on to die. Even though he goes on to die, he already said, you know what I'm saying? He already said this sickness is not
the threat.
He said it's not going to end in death. It might pass through some death, but it doesn't end in
Hey, preach it, man.
It passed through some death.
Yes,
right?
sir.
The death happened.
Yes, sir.
But that wasn't the end of the story. The end of the story was him saying, Lazarus,
come forth.
you understand,
Hello?
right? You understand.
Come on, man.
So
man.
For me, that's what it is.
Yes, sir.
Right, so the problem is so many people receive whatever bad report right now, and that's what you hold on to. For me, the way that I recalibrate is I always try to remind myself, right? When I was 19 years old and I set out on this journey, God said to me, I'm going to take you places. He said to me, before you were born in your mother's womb, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you.
Ooh.
And before you were born into this world, I had already set you apart as
Jeremiah.
a voice to the nations.
Come on, man.
Now, because he already said that,
Hello.
if something happens on my way to Joburg,
Yes, sir.
I don't focus on that. I focus on what he said when I was 19 years old.
Oh,
Just the other
where do you
day,
guys get this guy? Where do you guys get this guy? Poloko man, keep talking.
just the other day, a week ago, my mother was sick in hospital, couldn't breathe. There was COVID. She was completely helpless. Couldn't breathe on her own, needed oxygen. We were running around stressed out. And in situations like that, when that happens, I don't hang on to that information. I don't hang on to that report. I go back once again to when I was 19 years old and what he said. What did he say when I was 19? What was the promise that he made? Where did he say he was taking me in the first place? Because if he said he was taking me there, he's going to take me there. If he said he was going to deliver me from this, he's going to deliver me. I might go through some stuff in the process. I might face some stuff in the process, but that's not the ultimate end.
I told somebody the other day, I'm going to keep cementing everything you say. I said, anything that's happening in my life, I don't attribute it to the person that I am. Whatever it is that's happening in my life, whatever I find myself being a recipient of, has nothing to do with me. I genuinely believe I'm a product of a promise that God made to my grandfather, a promise that God made to my great-grandfather. I'm a product of a promise. So if greatness materializes in my life, people say, hey, man, you're so lucky. How did you do it? Sometimes you have to be honest. We got to be honest with people and say, I don't take credit for the greatness that's taking place in my life because a promise was made. Because sometimes God makes promises that are generational.
Yep.
And they might not manifest in your life,
Yep.
but they could manifest in your offspring. So I look at myself, and when I deal with what I deal with, I say, let the devil give me his best punch.
Absolutely.
I am a product of a promise.
Absolutely.
And what God promises, he fulfills.